So let's record. All right, yay! So welcome to our team call Tuesday, September 13th. And if you are new to this call, welcome, and welcome to the team, and welcome to your first call. If this is your first call, we have these every Tuesday nights around the same, not around, on the same time every single night. They're always recorded if you can't be on live for whatever reason. But there's definitely something like special about being on live. I know when I'm live on a call, I tend to focus more, I tend to pay attention more, and I just kind of tend to just be more in the moment versus when I go back and hear a recording, like I'm distracted or I'm doing like 20 things at one time. So anytime you can be on live, any call, always choose that option. Well, for me personally, it just works better that way. But tonight, you're not going to hear from me. You're like, hey, God. You're actually going to hear from 3 coaches on our team. I've asked them to speak. And I definitely think there's valuable, it can be really valuable when you get to hear from other coaches who are maybe on the same rank as you, who maybe joined around the same time as you, or maybe run the business the same way as you, or maybe have the same struggles as you. I know when I was a teacher, that peer learning was always amazing. But before I get into that, I asked in the event if anyone had any questions they wanted me to answer on the call. And Erica had a question. She said, how do you recognize when you are pushing away customers? So my answer to that, Erica, would be I never feel like I'm pushing away customers because I know that I have the solution for them, unless they literally tell me stop messaging me or they get like a restraining order on me. But again, guys, if you are coming from a genuine place in your heart and all you're doing is sharing, and it's okay to be persistent, of course, in the most annoying way that you can. But if someone has not told you, stop messaging me, like no, 100% no, then there's no reason to stop messaging them, right? But maybe it's not always about Beachbody. Maybe you keep that open communication by just seeing how they're doing, checking in on them from time to time. If they post something on their social media that kind of opens up where you can have a conversation, maybe that way. So I never feel like I'm pushing anyone away. Again, unless they legitimately tell me, stop messaging me, I'm going to get a restraining order on you. Or if they have flat out said, no, like I'm not interested. That's the only time I just like take them off my list, and I'll still talk to them from time to time, but it won't be anything Beachbody related. But again, if you're just genuinely sharing and you are just sharing, from the heart and what you're doing and why it's helping you, I feel like you should never feel like you are being pushy, or you should never feel like you're being icky. I think that just comes more like mentally in our own heads versus what people might really be thinking. Okay, and she had another question. Excuse me, where did it go? Okay, and then she asked, so Erica asked, what are the best times to do the power hour? That's gonna depend on you. Everyone does it on their own times, depending on your own personal life schedule. And then also, it also depends on when you feel more productive. Some people feel super productive in the morning, so they knock out their power in the morning. Others feel more productive at night. If you think you're a night owl and they get it done at night. Others break it up throughout the day. When I was a teacher, I would break it up throughout the day when I would have windows here and there. So it is different for everyone. If you have a flexible schedule where you can maybe one day try in the morning, maybe another day try in the afternoon, maybe another day try in the evening, and then see what works better for you, you can do that. Or if it's a matter of when do you have time for it, because you're busy and you have a life and a family and you're 9 to 5, then that's really just a matter of when you can squeeze it in. I don't feel that there's more success versus doing it in the morning or doing it at night. I just feel like whatever works best for you. So that's going to be different for everyone. And then the last question she asked is, how do we reach the other gender group if they ask and they feel like the videos are too girly? So I'm glad you asked that, Erica. So yesterday, if you guys hopped on yesterday's Surge with Danielle and her success partner, Julie Boris, Danielle actually had me talk on the subject of branding and finding your niche, which I don't feel like I'm an expert at, but I think it has helped me understand. It has helped my business understand. So whenever I was learning about the whole branding and figuring out who you are and what makes you unique, there was a quote that I heard somewhere, and it says something like, if you try to reach everyone, you're not going to reach anyone. So that means that you have to narrow down your audience. So for me, I don't target men. And if men reach out to me, I mean, which is rare. It's really rare because my audience, 99% of my audience are women from the ages of like 25 to about 40 is usually typically my age range of my audience. They're typically Hispanic. A lot of them are teachers. Some of them are college students. And so I have a specific audience that my personality and I attract. And so could I maybe target men? Maybe, but then I would miss out on really honing in on my specific audience. So I think that's really, really important to figure out what your niche is. And if you do want to have, both the genders, both sexes in your group, that's fine. That could be your thing, but it's not for me. I do think the more narrow your audience is, like if you have it tied down to like, this would be my ideal audience, then you can add more value and you can change more lives because you're just more focused on those. So it's like, when you make posts, whatever your post you're making, that's going to attract one certain person. So you always want your post to call out to people. Like if I'm in the newsfeed and you make a post, I want you to make me feel like, oh my gosh, she's talking about me. Like that's me. I'm like the mom who never has time and always chasing her kids. And I think that's me. So that's whenever it's so important, whenever you narrow down your audience, because then the people that you're speaking with feel like you are literally talking to them. Versus if you're trying to talk to everybody, it's so general. No one feels special. No one feels called out because it's just so big and narrow. And I mean, not narrow, big and big. So that's what I would say about that. That's helped me. The more that I'm learning how to, figure out who my niche is, like who my audience is, it's definitely helped me in my business grow more. I mean, if you think about all the top coaches or just coaches that you follow, like they each have like their own personality and like their own branding, right? Like Danielle, she's all about her abs. Like that's part of her brand. Danielle's the same way. Like she helps mainly women in her group, in her teams. Even though she has Darren and Darren, her husband, she only targets women. And she targets women who have kids. Why? Because she has kids too. And she always also targets a lot of teachers. Like she targeted me. Why? Because she was a teacher. So whenever you start to figure out those specific brands about you and what make you unique, that's whenever people are going to start coming to you because people feel more connected with you. People can relate more to you versus if you're just, all over the place and trying to reach everybody, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that's what I say about that, Erica. I don't try to reach the other gender. And it's really, 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 really rare if men reach out to me about challenge groups. And that's just because I'm not targeting them. And my posts aren't targeting them. And my videos aren't targeting them, right? And it might be the same for men, but I don't know. Men maybe don't target women, or maybe they do. I think it's everybody. It's a little bit different too. And the longer you are as a coach, the more you start to figure that out. Hold on, guys. Let me turn my fan on. It's hot. Okay. It gets really hot in here. Okay, so anyways, I said I wasn't going to talk a lot, so that's. I just wanted to answer Erica's questions. So now I'm going to just choose the 3 rock stars that I asked to speak on tonight, and I asked both Laura, Alma, and Jannet to speak on this subject because last month they all reached Success Club in the last couple of days. Like Laura went from literally 0 Success Club points to 8 on that very last day. Alma, I think, hit it. She got those last 2 points within those last day. So did Jannet. And so I was like, wow, that's interesting. I've always wondered, what it is that they do those last couple of days, because I noticed that a lot on our team. Like our team will sign the most coaches and change the most lives that last week compared to all the other 3 weeks combined. So I'm always like what changes? What's different? And so that's what I asked them to speak on, to share their nuggets and share how they did it, or what strategies they use. Why was last month different, or why was the last couple of days different? So they're each going to share with you about that, and hopefully it helps. If that's you, maybe you always struggle that last week to get those last couple of points in, you can use some of their tips that they will be sharing. So first, I'm just going to randomly choose. I'm going to choose Laura to go first. So I unmuted you, Laura, and you can just take it away.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, guys. I'm a little nervous. I'm very excited. Well, my name is Laura, and I did just about a little bit of everything in August. I came back from Summit, and I was so excited to be part of Team Cup, and I was in Carla's team. And honestly, one of the things in that team really inspired me to kick butt. I'm very competitive. So I came back from Summit, and I wanted to apply everything that I learned when I was in Summit. And the first thing that I really wanted to commit myself to was personal development. And that was the first thing that I did. I dug in so hard to personal development from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. In the month of August, literally, I worked about 20 hours a day because I have a full-time job. And so I was working, in the past, I was working my business right after work or in between. But during Team Cup, which really pushed me to, because I'm so competitive, was to, get up early in the morning. So I committed to waking up super early in the morning. And from the time I woke up, I would watch videos, and I found this video that I really liked from Les Brown. And one of the things that he talks about is, affirmations. And so I started every morning with just saying to myself, great things are going to happen to me and I will achieve success club. And I've been saying that since I came back from Summit, literally every day. That was one of the things that I really committed myself to, was just personal development. And it really helped me a lot, I'm going to say. The other thing that I committed myself to was finding a success partner and committing to a program. I found a success partner who woke up with me every morning we woke up at 4 a.m. to do our workout, to do personal development, and to work our business. And I committed myself to country heat, and that was very challenging because I can't dance. I'm the worst Colombian ever. So I committed myself to a program, and I found me a success partner that pushed me, encouraged me, and committed with me to be waking up at the same time that I needed to wake up to do the programs. And if I didn't wake up, I would get a phone call, I would get a text, and we were held accountable for that. And so that was really important, that I found someone to really push me. Especially that whole month was really stressful. The hours that I was working at my job being stressful was just that person being there for me and understanding my business and understanding what I needed to do and the type of, content and things that I was doing that I needed to do. I also, during the middle of the month, I found a post on Pinterest about a mission statement, and I created my own mission statement. And the more I literally did it like 4 or 5 times, but then I found something that really described who I was, described what I want to achieve and why I want to achieve it. What am I going to gain when I achieve that? What am I going to gain? So that I've been reading that to myself. I write it out as much as I can, and I just say it to myself as much as I can. And then the next thing that I really did was I started following up with people. And Carla can tell you that I was posting in the group. I'm following with just about 50 people a day. I have a ton of paper. Literally, I wrote everybody's name down that I sent a Hey Girl message to. And it wasn't, hey, this, that. It was literally Hey Girl messages that I did from just the beginning of August to the end of August. And I went back to my conversations from the time that I started my Beachbody business back in May. I literally went back and whether we talked about a program or not, I didn't mention it. It was just a, hey girl, how are you? Just wanted to see how you were doing. I'd never mentioned Beachbody. I never really just wanted to be genuine and just message all those people. And I started inviting people about our 5-day clean eating group that Leticia hosts. And I did it for Spanish and I did it for English in a different types of groups here in Houston. And so I started posting there, which I have never done. And I got a few leads from there and I plugged them into the groups. But what I realized is people like the smaller groups because they feel more comfortable when it's a smaller group of people. So I haven't been seeing results from the bigger groups. And the next thing I knew, I was creating my own 5-day clean eating group. So I invited one person and I kind of committed myself to that person. And next thing I knew, I was inviting like 30, 40 people to this clean eating group that I was hosting on my own. And then Jannet, who's my success partner, joined me and she also invited people. And what I found out is I really like to run them. And I did something completely different. And it's kind of funny, but I did I already have all the stuff that I needed. I already had all my groceries. I've done these groups before. I had just done one like a week and a half with Letty. So I woke up on Saturday early morning and I went to my local grocery store and I grabbed all of the stuff from the list, from the grocery list. And then I went live on the group and I showed everyone exactly what I was buying from the grocery list. Mind you, I did not need any of these stuff and I ended up having to walk around the store to put them back. But that's one thing that actually worked for one person because she was so lost and she had no idea what to buy when she looked at the list. And that one person, because I did that video, ended up buying from me, ended up trusting me and saying, you know what, I'm going to do this. I want to do the health fed and I want to do this. And she ended up buying a challenge pack for me and she's rocking the health fed. I see a post from her, at least 2 posts from her a day on the challenge app. And so that one little thing that I didn't think will have too much of an impact actually did impact my little 5-day clean eating group. So don't underestimate having that connection with your challengers. Whether you think it's silly or not, have that connection with them. And the other thing that I did, and this was on my last day, because I was beating up myself for not having any success points, and I'm so competitive. I remember telling Jannet, like, I don't know what else to do. I've messaged people. I've done all the vital behaviors. I've done more. I'm grumpy. I'm tired. I'm not even sleeping because I'm getting up now at 3 to keep on messaging people. And if somebody messages me at midnight, you bet that I'm going to wake up and I'm going to message them back. So I wasn't even sleeping on the last 2 weeks of the month of August. And my husband, I got into a fight with my husband and he's like, you need to sleep. You're too tired. I can't deal with you. And I'm like, I can't sleep. I have to work. And I took it with that mentality. And the last day, and I remember I went into work and I was like, why am I not selling myself to my coworkers? They've seen what I'm doing. They always acknowledge how good I'm looking and how great I'm eating. I need to sell myself as a coach. And I light bulb went, I don't know, just something turned on. And I went to 2 of my coworkers, really close coworkers, and I said, hey guys, did I ever tell you about the Beachbody Health Bet? They're like, no. And so I told them the rundown and I said, you know what? Why don't you guys join me? I'll be your coach. I'm here in the office every day. We can drink our shakes together. Heck, I will even make your shakes for you. I will bring the blender. You bring your shakes. You buy everything that you need. You bring it to the office. I will be the one to make your shakes and I will hold you accountable to make sure you post your picture every day of your shake. And then you do your workout. If we need to do our workout together, then let me know. I'm willing to go to your house to do your workout with you. That's how committed I was on my last day because I knew that was my last day and I had until 11 to get at least another 2 people to join me. By that morning, I already had 1. And out of nowhere, they're like, okay. And I'm like, okay, deal, do it now. You're going to do it. You're going to do it now. And literally, I stood there with them as they ordered their challenge pack. And I chose the program that they both wanted. And I connected them to a challenge pack. And that's how I achieved Success Club on my last day. But I think the most important part for me on my last day was to sell myself as a coach. And I've never really thought about it that way. I never really thought about the value that I bring to people's lives when I sell them a challenge pack. And I realized it on that last day when I went to both of my coworkers, which are really good friends of mine, and I told them, what I could do for them, not what they had to buy, not anything. It's what I can do for them to serve them, to be able to help them be in the health bag. And that's how I achieve Success Club.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
And that, myself, I actually talked to Laura this weekend in Houston. She was telling me this, and I just love it. And I had that exact same mentality, guys. For me, changing 3 lives every month is non-negotiable. Like, I literally will do whatever it takes to make it happen. And I've achieved Success Club now for 40 something consecutive months. Since I became a coach, I've never once missed it. There was one month, it was New Year's Eve, and Aram was waiting for me. We were going to go to the party, and I had not achieved it. I said, I am not going to any New Year's party until I change one more life. So I think having that mentality where you literally is non-negotiable and you're going to do whatever it takes, that is huge, and it makes a big difference. And not only, I think it makes a big difference too, because your whole like vision and mentality change. Like, you wake up every day, you're hungry. You're like, man, I'm going to change 3 lives today. I'm going to change 3 lives today. Like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You put it out in the universe, you envision it, and you tell yourself, it's non-negotiable. Like, I have to do whatever I have to do, but I'm going to make it. I'm going to get it done. And this month, or last month, sorry, go ahead, Laura.
Go ahead. I was going to say, I now have the mentality that every month is Team Cup month. Every day, it's a competition with myself to achieve Success Club. And every day is Team Cup, because I know that I'm competitive and that drives me to perform better. So I'm going to use that towards my advantage and change people's lives.
Love it. Yeah. And that's another reason I love Team Cup, guys. If you guys are never in it, or if you have in it, but maybe you just kind of half-ass it when you're in a Team Cup, if you truly let the Team Cup push you and motivate you and get you out of your comfort zone, it could really do wonders for your team. But if you're in a Team Cup, if you're just kind of going with the flow, where of course it's not going to do anything for you. But I also love what you said, Laura, about going live in your free clean eating group where you're in the grocery store. Guys, anytime you can do something super personal for people, even though it's virtual, that will mean so much to them. And I think, and I've mentioned this many, many times, like, you guys are always welcome to run these 5 days groups with me. Like, I open it to our entire downline, but they are bigger groups. And like Laura said, some people want the smaller, more intimate groups. And you might think, oh my gosh, this group, there's only like 5 people. It's going to suck. Or you can think, it's 5 people. I get to make it intimate. We can have a more intimate relationship. I get to do more personal things with them, like go live with them, Zoom call with them. So, that's just another reminder. If you've been doing these 5-day groups with me already, for a while now, it's, get out of your comfort zone, do something scary, run your own. And it's not for me to get rid of you. It's for you to be able to grow more, get out of your comfort zone, and then be able to do more intimate things with your challengers. Just be able to personalize the whole, 5-day thing with them, the 5-day group with them. Because anytime you can make them feel special, anytime you can make them feel like, wow, she went out of her way to do that for me, that's going to mean so much to that person. Whether that person buys a challenge pack or not, like, you are forever their favorite person. And it's hard to do that in big groups. And it's hard to do that when there's a lot of coaches running one group, which I actually miss being able to just run my own groups. But, I decided early on that I was going to open them up for entire downline, and mainly just to help new coaches get their feet wet and see how groups are run. But I do miss running my own groups, because now it's just almost impossible for me to track who my challengers are. And it's almost impossible for me to make it really personal and really just a little tight niche. So take advantage of that right now that you have that. So anyways, thank you for sharing, Laura. I love that. Okay, now we're going to give it to Miss Alma. And I'll let me unmute yourself. Or let me unmute. Oh, I can't unmute you. Can you unmute yourself, Alma? I can't unmute you for some reason.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. All right, so mine's a little bit different, but the same. So it was kind of hard to narrow it down to, what exactly happened during the month of August. But just to give you a little background, I stopped hitting Success Club back in April. I honestly completely stopped doing my power hours. at the end of May and all the month of June and the beginning of July. And I'm a big person of faith. And now I realize it's because I had always been so scared and I was never doing all my potential. And when I realized my potential, I kind of got scared. So I backed away. Because coaching made me realize that I am meant for greatness and I can help people. So again, I'm a person of faith, and I read the book Identity at the beginning of August, and that completely changed everything for me. I realized what I'm doing here and that I was meant to do something here, and I was taking it for granted. I'm here to change people's lives, and that's a big deal. And I wasn't looking at it that way. It is a freaking huge deal. And I read it, or we listened to it in 7 hours. I finished the book in 7 hours. And after that, Leticia shared the book, The Morning Miracle for the Network Marketer. And that was another big, game changer. I highly recommend that you read it. And that's because, not only because of to help me wake up early, but the routine that it gives you. And it taught me that we need to take care of ourselves if we're going to take care of other people. So what I did in the month of August is I started my day not only working out, but I don't use my phone at all in the morning. And the reason it's because I try to concentrate on working out and doing personal development. Because as you guys have heard before, people can sense your mindset. People can sense how you're feeling. So if you're kind of like desperate, they're going to feel it. So I try to put myself in a good mindset before my power hour so that I can give the best of me. So that's what I started doing mid-August, and that's when I started to see results. I got blessed to welcome 2 coaches into my team, and I'm so blessed to have them. They're amazing. And I truly believe it's because God said, you're ready, so here you go. So we're going to run. And so personal development played a huge part, and I listened to Tony Robbins every single morning. And thank you, Leticia, for that. And one thing is to listen to personal development, and another thing is to take action. So I take 30 to an hour. I do personal development twice a day. So in the morning, I do motivational personal development, and then in the afternoon or evening, I do something to grow my business. So in the morning, I do 30 minutes to an hour, and I take notes. But I don't only take notes. I actually, and I wish I was home. I'm visiting my parents, so I'll take a picture later and share it in the group. But I actually wrote it down, and I have it on the wall. I work out of my dining room area, and I have it on my wall. So that's what I did the last 2 weeks of August. I was every morning for my affirmations, I was reading them. And, it might sound silly, but I say them out loud. Just like Tony Robbins says, you need to say it out loud and you need to believe it. So I did it. And I do invitations a little bit different. I feel really awkward when it comes to starting a conversation. So I'm very direct when it comes to invitations. I just kind of, I let them know what I do and, what I have to offer if they're interested, or anybody they know. And, I'm blessed that most people, they take this right away. And that's how I start my conversations. And then I start to build a relationship from there. And so the last person that signed up with me, when I started to build that relationship, I didn't offer a challenge pack right away or the challenge group. I actually invited her to the free group. And all of my follow-ups, I make it a point to not just talk about Beachbody, just like Laura said. So I talk about everything on my follow-ups. And even after my free group, I don't message them right away like, hey, girl, are you ready to join? No, I just, how are you feeling? How did you feel about the or about the free clean eating group? And, and they share with me. So I wait. And then once I know they're ready, I message them. And, what I've been doing, and it does take a little bit of time, but I don't mind it. I write them, I'm really forgetful, but I write their name down, and every other day or every 2 days, I go into their Facebook page and I see what's going on. I try to comment, I try to like their page or their picture, something, but I make myself present other than just messaging them behind the scenes, because they know, that I actually am there for them. So that's what I do with the follow-ups. I kind of do invitations like hardcore at the beginning of the month, and then I start to slow down, but I still do the power hour. And then at the end, I focus on my follow-ups. That's what I want to, I like to focus on. And then the third thing that I do is I'm present. So Like I work my power hour or my business hours in the morning, because that's how I know, since my daughter is asleep, that's how I know I'm going to be present. So one thing that I noticed from past months to now is that I was messaging people and then I wouldn't respond. I would take a while. And I think that's what throws people off, and that's what's throwing me off as well, you know, because you want to constantly be on your phone. So in order for me to have control, I manage my time, and I decided that I was going to do power hour because yes, I am a mom. Yes, I am a wife, but I'm also a CEO. So when it comes to my business, I'm not a mom. I'm not a wife. I'm a CEO. I focus on that, and I focus on the people that I'm going to help. And I honestly think that's what helped me in the last month of August. That was the life change for me.
I love it. So the 3 people that you were able to change their lives in August, were they people that you were talking to that, August, yeah, that month, or people you have been talking to the months before?
That month. Well, one of them, she's a coach now, but she had joined with just the 21-day fix program. And then I kind of, you know, I started leaving breadcrumbs for her to be a coach because I saw that she had the potential. And I started telling her in the month of August. And then the other, one of them, I started talking the last week of July. And then.
Love it. Thank you for sharing. Laura says the same thing, guys. Affirmations. I'm huge on affirmations. And if you've never done affirmations before, it does seem silly. Trust me, when I first learned about affirmation, I'm like, this is a load of crap. Like, you know, if people just, that's all you have to do to be successful in life, like everyone would be successful. And even Tony Robbins says, when you first start doing them, you might feel silly and you might not be all that into them. But the more that you practice, affirmation can be so powerful. I have affirmations everywhere, like literally everywhere. And I find that the best time to do my affirmations is like right after I work out. I have like all these endorphins. I won't do them in front of Aram because I feel like it's really something just very personal that I do, and I get super crazy. Like if you were walking outside my house, you could hear me do my affirmations, but that's just because the more you start doing them, like you just start to truly believe it, and you just get so excited. And affirmations can be anything. It can be like what you want that day to be, what you want to achieve that month, what you want to achieve in life, and then I have like, they just flew away right now, but I have other affirmations that I keep telling myself because I'm easily distracted. And so there's just, if you've never, you never learned about affirmations or don't know how to do them, YouTube Tony Robbins on affirmations. I feel like they are so, so powerful, especially when you truly start to believe in them, and they just make you feel so, so good. But other than that, like Alma says, and then you also have to put action, because you can do affirmations till you turn blue in the face. You can do personal development 90 hours a week. You can, go to YouTube and watch tons of research, of videos. You can listen to tons of national wake-up calls. You can just do all the research and personal development affirmations you want. But until you put action behind all those things, then it doesn't really go anywhere. I mean, you feel better, and maybe you're more positive, and maybe you have a better, outlook on life. But then your business still doesn't grow because you never actually put things into action. So I love that you said that. You both said about affirmations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alma.
Thank you.
And thanks for taking time. I know you're at your parents' house. Really appreciate that. And now, last but not least, where's Janet? There you are. Let me see. I can't unmute you for some reason. Can you unmute yourself? There you go.
Did.
Take it away, Janet.
Alrighty. I am also a bit nervous. I'm not huge on speaking and all that. So here's my mini cheerleader. I think everybody knows her. This is my brand.
Yes.
So first of all, I guess what worked for me was coming from Summit. It was a whole game changer. August was the Team Cup. The Team Cup, I feel like it really did push me to, I guess work a little bit harder, longer. You guys know that, some of you guys that follow me on Snapchat know that I am seen as that crazy girl that gets up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning to get my workout done. That's what they know me at work. They ask me, how do I function? I just do. So I try to make a list to not go everywhere. It didn't work out. So I'll try to stay as clear as I can, okay? So what worked for me was coming back, Team Cup, setting a goal, and really committing to personal development. You guys know Laura and I have teamed up, and at first I was doing power of threes early in the morning. I try to knock them out while the kids were asleep, and I could actually focus and dedicate my full attention to sending messages, friend requesting. But it was really early, so I wasn't really getting anybody responding because everybody was asleep, I guess. So I would get messages back during work. I was responding to them during lunch. I went from taking my full hour and sitting at the break room or even eating at my desk to eating in the car and responding to messages. So I kind of changed up my power hour in regards to time. I did it more of in the evening as whenever I got home, 6 or 7. And it seemed that people were a bit more engaging at that time. I'm a busy mom. I have 3 kids. I have, I'm a wife. I have a full-time job. But this, my company, my business, I'm deeply in love with it. I feel like it's completely changed my life. I tried to share my story because I feel, at first I thought about it and I was like, I don't think I have a life story. People have been in bankruptcy and they have huge financial transformations or weight loss transformations. And I was like, I don't have that. So one of my goals was to share my story. Then I figured out that I do have a really good story that I think a lot of people could relate to. I'm still working on piecing that together as I go. For Transformation Tuesday, I don't post about a weight loss. I post more of how it's changed my life in regards to being a mom and being a bit more active with my kids. Personal development would be crucial. At this point, I feel like it's hold me together for a lot of things. One, in the invitations for the Team Cup, lost track. Sorry, guys. Okay. So Laura mentioned I hopped on board with her on a 5-day eating program. I was like, all right, let's do it. It's going to be just a few people, but I feel like we could focus more on them. So I invited five people, and I was adding people, and I got a girl that was like, I don't think I know you. I was like, no, friendly me. I was like, no, I don't think we've met, but my name is Jannet. I'm a Beachbody coach, and I'm looking to network and, just grow my business. So she responded with, well, that's such a rude way to grow your business. There's better ways to grow them. And usually I would have been like, I'm done. I would have closed business. No, I was like, you know what? I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Thanks for taking the time to reply. And I moved on to the next one. So personal development, I listen to it every morning. On my way to work, I drive about 30 to 40 minutes. So I get a good, 30-minute in and then a 15-minute jam out session while I get to work. I try to listen to some with my kids. I feel like it's important. I want that for them. I feel like I'm leading by example. Anyway, back to the 5-day. I was able to touch, don't laugh at me, Laura. I was able to be more engaged with them. Let's see. I was able to provide more value to them. So I was able to follow up a lot more consistent with them. I was there When I invited them to do it with me, not for them to join me to show them something. I did it myself with them. And then after the 5-day eating group, I didn't feel like I wanted to just, hey, here's a 21-day fix. You want to come do it with me? So I gave them a little bit of time. I asked them how they were doing, how they were feeling. They love results. I did have one girl quit. She said she was starving all the time. She really didn't want to give up anything. And I felt like I couldn't force her to. She had to want it for herself. So after that, I touched base with the girls, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna have a fit club. And I made my mind. I set a date. I told Laura about it. And getting closer to the date and making the actual event, I was starting to back out. I was really nervous. So I invited a few people. And as I got a bit scared, I would talk to more people about it at my job. And I did get to the point where I wanted to cancel about 3 to 5 times before the actual event. And I said, every time that I get scared, I'm going to invite back 10 people. I invited 61. Only 5 showed up. It was okay. We had a blast. I was kind of thinking, oh my God, I'm so glad only these people showed up, because where were we going to work out? So it was scary. I did Shakeology samples. We did Energize. I saved a life. It was my mother-in-law's at the Fit Club. I'm really happy with her. She's sending me pictures. She's rocking the health bet. And then, so that was that. At that point, it was more of me sharing value as a person more than offering a product. Let's see. I did a lot of follow-ups. Another person that I saved that we changed her life was actually not somebody that I reached out personally. It was an elementary friend. Started conversation. I had been talking to her for maybe 2 to 3 months. Invited her to groups. She wasn't ready. And then one day she messaged me and she said, hey, do you do 21-day fix? I said, yes. She recommended her mom. And that's the biggest thing that I realized also, is that you're selling yourself the value that you can provide for them. And it's like I was telling Laura, I was like, I see myself more as like the business rather than a business, because if you think that way, you're going to worry or care about how you're dealing and treating your friends and their friends, because, she didn't buy from me, but she said, I don't know how the conversation came up with her mom, but she thought of me. And that's what I want. At work, I have people that haven't bought from me, but this girl, she has diabetes, and she's always coming to me and updating me. She's like, I went from a size 12 to a size 8, and because she's on medicine, she's like, and the first person that I thought about sharing was with you. So I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I want people to think about me when, they need help. I think that's it. Sorry if you guys got any of that. I was everywhere.
No, you did good. Thank you for sharing. I love it. Love it. So I just want to piggyback on something that you said. I think it's really important because especially if you're a newer coach, guys, if you are not doing personal development, it's crucial. You're going to need personal development for this business, but not only for this business, but for yourself. And that's just because this business is so social media, and we're putting ourselves out there, and we're putting the good, the bad, the vulnerable, the whatever out there. And so not a lot of times, but you will be judged. You will be attacked. You will be, and I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm just saying that that's the way social media is. Not everyone's going to love you. Not everyone's going to be on board with this. People will say rude comments to you or to just to the products. And if you don't have that personal development in your brain to let you know that when people talk bad about you, it's all about them and not about you, it will destroy you. It will make you just maybe even quit. And so that is also another reason why personal development is so important. Like just the other day, I had someone say that I was photoshopping my pictures, which I took that as a compliment. Like, girl, you think my pictures are photoshopped? Thank you. And then I've had people tell me I'm fat. Like literally I had people message me and tell me, you look like you gained weight. I mean, there's just terrible people out there. But I know because of personal development that whenever they are telling me that, it's all about them, their insecurities, their unhappiness, their bitterness, and nothing to do with me. But if you don't, if you don't feed your mind with all of that, and if you're not strong mentally and emotionally, those types of messages can destroy you, and they can make you feel defeated and like crap, because we're human too. And and it does hurt your feelings and it does sting you a bit, but then you're just like, boom, whatever, like I'm gonna keep going. Like Jannet said, that girl told her like, that's not the way you run business. That could have just easily made her like stop doing what she was doing had she not been doing personal development, had she not been feeding her soul, feeding her brain. So that's another reason why it's so important. And if you hopefully you were listening really, really good, all three of them said personal development. They were really, really focusing on personal development in August. And then all three of them hit Success Club. So that's something that you're going to hear from now until the end of time is personal development. It's just so, so important. Another thing I want to say about all three of them, if you follow them on social media, all three of them, Jannet, and Laura, are super consistent on their social media. Every single day they're posting at least 3 times, 5 times, and it's not all about Beachbody. Like Alma posts about her Almita. Jannet also posts about her kids. Laura posts about what she's doing on the weekend, or that she wants to go see Joe Osteen. So it's not just all about Beachbody. They're posting about their lives, about their workouts, about motivation, just about everything in general. But they're super consistent. That's another key thing that they each 3 share. And then something else I hope you picked up on is, I know we're talking about Success Club and points. But if you think about it, I hope you also heard that. It's like the lives that these points represent, right? Like Jannet was able to, impact her mother-in-law's life. Laura, in the 5-day group, that lady that she helped, she made that live video, and now she's rocking the health bet. Like all of these are lives that we're impacting and we're changing. And I know we call it Success Club points, but they represent a life. And without you showing up, like you are doing those people who need you a disservice. They need you. They don't need me. They don't need Melanie Mitchell. They don't need, Danielle. They need you. Because you have something that connected them to you or called them to you. So always know that whenever people join you is because of you, and you were meant to change that person's life. But if you're not showing up, if you don't have the courage to like reach out to people or send more follow-ups or just send one more message, you not only lose out on hitting Success Club, but more importantly, you miss out on impacting that person's life, and that person misses out on having you as their coach and forever changing their lives. So I just want to say thank you so much for all 3 of you for sharing. I really, really appreciate it. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? I know it's getting close to 9. I was just reading the comments here. Yay, Shirley, you're gonna love it. 10X rule is great. Laura, did you have something?
I just wanted to add, by the way, I changed somebody's life without getting any success points or even thinking about that I changed her life. I had this person earlier this year in a group, and she left the group like on second day, and she messaged me and told me this whole accountability thing is not for me. And I said, okay, but I stayed consistent in liking her post, in commenting on her profile, and not messaging her on the back end because I knew she needed time. And on my last day, on August 31st, and I thought I was going to get the success points, but I didn't. she messaged me and she told me, I got country heat because you've been talking about country heat. I decided to get country heat. And I was like, great, you ready to order it? I got so excited. She's like, no, I have an Amazon gift card and I already ordered it through Amazon. And I was like, you know what? Great. And now every day she messages me with questions. She messages me with just about anything that she needs help with, and I'm helping her. I might have not got that success point, and that's okay, but I know that I somewhat impacted her life. So that's very important that I would mention. You never know whose life you're impacting. Even if you don't see those points in your back office, you don't know who's ordering a program because of you. So stay consistent with that I would mention that, because that really touched me.
Love it. I love it. Yeah, we won't always, change in life as far as, it's not going to always equal Success Club points or equal into commission. But like, let's just say this person rocks country heat and she ends up losing, 30, 40 pounds. It will be because one day she saw Laura doing country heat, and that should make you feel really, really good and really, really proud of what you guys do and what we do, because we really do impact lives. Maybe not everyone tells us. Like, just really quick before I let you guys go, I was at the Houston event this weekend, and a person who follows me on my social media went, because I made it, I'm like, guys, I'm going to be in Houston. Everyone who, anyone who lives in Houston, come out. We're going to have a fit club. And she came. She's one of my Hispanic followers. I've never met her. So, she came and she introduced herself to me. She's never purchased anything from me. She's never joined any of my groups. But she told me something really, almost made me cry. She just said, she's like, I want you to know that you really impact my life. You really make me smile in the morning. And she started telling me how her husband is like, really controlling. And so she's just like very depressed, and she has 5 kids. And she just said that some days she doesn't even want to get out of bed. Like, she's just has no reason to smile. Like, she's just really in a bad place right now. And then she said, when I see your videos in the morning and you have that huge smile, she said, you make me smile. And she said, that I want you to know that means so much to me, because there's days where I don't have anything to smile about. And I was telling Alma, like, that almost made me cry, because here I am. I just get up and I'm just like being silly, making live videos. I have no idea who's behind the screen, what kind of impact you're going to, make in that person's life. She's never bought anything from me. She's never been in any of my groups. But to tell me that, sometimes I'm the reason why she smiles, I'm like, wow. Like that, even though I've been in it 3 years, like, that still gives me goosebumps. And it's those stories that remind me, this is what I meant to do. Like, this is why we do what we do. And this is why we show up every day. And this is why we get up every day and we grind and we hustle, because we truly do make a difference in people's lives. So I just thought that was really a really just amazing thing that she said. And I'm really, sad for her that she's such in a dark place right now and just in a bad place. But just knowing that I just make her smile and laugh and forget about her worries for at least 20, 30 minutes or whatever, just makes me feel really good. So anyways, guys, yay. So I'll let you guys go. Have a great night. I love you all. Thanks for hopping on, and thank you guys for sharing, and we'll talk soon. Good night, guys.